check. Yeah. Well, I'm not sure if you can hear me or not. Let me see here. It looks like I'm putting out sound. Let's turn this light on. Yeah, turn these off. There we go. We need to turn. I apologize for not having a live stream last night, and I wasn't going to have one tonight. I have an extreme earache. I had an injury, and it started bothering me about FCM. And yesterday, it was bad. And this morning, I didn't even go to work. Let me find that thing. There it is. But I'll be to work tomorrow. Make sure this is okay. If you can hear me okay, give me let me know in the chat box here. I'll pop the chat out so I can see it. Everybody hear me all right? Well, we got a like anyway. Anyhow, I haven't done anything since the last update. Well, that's not true. I did those pieces that I had cut out for the fuselage, the bottom piece. I did tack it on there, but that and I made a template and cut the rudder out. Haven't sanded it. I haven't done anything to it. Just ain't been right. Had a great time at FCM, but that's basically where I started feeling kind of poorly. My ear, heat got me. Congratulations to Steve Hines for beating Paul Walker. Even though it was only at darts, but heck, is that something? Yeah. Let's see here. Place is a mess again. It's a bummer when you don't have any place to work. Not much room. This is the tank. I'm in no rush to get this done. I want to show you something. Let's make sure you can see it. This is my score sheet from FCM. 38, 37, 39, 40, 40, 40, 37, 38, 37, 35, 36, 37, 38, 34, 37, 25, and 18 for a total of 606. And I still was second to last. Shit. Paul Walker, I think, flew a 620. Whatever. Can't win. But I will say this, I did learn a valuable lesson. I flew my my original Junar XL. It flies so much better than the other models. I think I need to build another one just like it. Super Tiger 60 and all. Put my Brian Gardner 60 in it. What is this? This is 6 ounce. Okay. Anyway, this won't run long because, like I said, I need to rest. I'm not feeling really good. I got to go to work tomorrow. I can't let them down 2 days in a row. Get this off the bench here. I don't know what we're going to do. Probably do an elevator stabilizer tonight. Cut the parts out. All right. I'm going to have to vacuum this off. I won't do that now because it's loud. But I do need to clean off some of this stuff so I can have a little space to work. While digging through the paint cabinets at work, I found 2 cans of DC 540, the good stuff. So immediately I stole it. Of course, I told the boss I was taking it. And he understands because you can't get the stuff. I didn't have any 1/8" plywood, but I had 32nd plywood. So I put 4 sheets I glued 4 sheets of 32nd plywood together for a total of 20 plies for the nose ring. So that'll make a nice solid nose ring. So that's just something that you can do if you don't have the wood you need. I also didn't have 4-inch wood for this rudder, so I took some about 2 1/4-inch pieces and scabbed them together. So just because you don't have the right stuff doesn't mean you're stuck. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay out this elevator stabilizer tonight, and then that'll probably be it because, like I said, I got to... I've got to go to work tomorrow. Absolutely have to. Okay, the way that I'm going to do this is I'm going to... What the heck happened to the knife? Oh, man. There it is. The way I'm going to do this is I'm going to trace out half and then flip it over on the wood. This is that no good C-temp I got, but it's what I got. I hope you guys got your plans from Outer Zone and are following along. Moved it. When you do this kind of stuff, precision counts, so don't do stuff sloppy. Now, I do some of this stuff freehand because I got a lot of experience doing it. But if you don't have the experience doing it, I would suggest getting something to trace around, such as a dish, a can, a jar, whatever. You can do this same thing with tracing paper. It just makes it a little more difficult to use when drawn on the wood. I hope you guys are enjoying the series. Well, thank you, Jeff. I'm glad you can hear me. Okay, that's the elevator. This is the stabilizer. Okay, we got the elevator stabilizer patterns. But this shit, throw it out. Okay, I'm going to bring up the cutting board because I don't want to cut through my plans. Now, the other day, when I was cutting out those pieces of wood for the lower part of the fuselage, I showed the difference in the weights of the wood. So we have this piece of wood here. It's kind of knotty in a couple of spots, but that'll be all right. What side of the wood would you expect to be the heaviest? Is this side or this side? This has like some checks and knots, so we're going to use this side here. This is going to be the lighter side here. And this is the heavier of the two pieces, and we're going to use these for the elevators. And why would you do that? You would do that because they're the farthest aft. And it's not a whole lot. It's only, you know, a few grams difference. But the grain is straighter on that piece, and it is a little heavier, so we'll use this piece. For the elevators. I don't think I'll open the chat up because you guys don't seem to join me unless you type it in that you have a question. I'm not going to open the chat. Yes, French curves do work great. I just don't happen to have one here. All right, this is the stabilizer template. And what we're going to do here is we're going to draw this on here like so. I want to make sure that, yeah, it's pretty straight. Pretty straight. I'd like to get rid of that somehow. I wonder if I do it this way. Yep. So I've got it figured out now, so I can get rid of that knot completely out of this wood, so that's good. I'm going to go over to John's house this weekend, probably put my motor together, and I've made up my mind that this airplane's going to have an experimental wing in it. So we will probably cut a foam, lost foam jig for it. But this is going to be an experimental wing. John and I have similar tastes in the way airplanes look. If you look at most airplanes, just after the trailing edge, where the cap strips go, when the silk span goes on, it kind of rolls down. It doesn't look like it's tight. It is tight, but it's not. And then you have the scallops between the ribs at the leading edge. I hate that look. It just looks terrible. So this airplane's going to have a combat wing in it. And when I do it, you'll understand why I'm doing it and what's happening with it. This combat wing will have a foam core leading edge, completely cored out, and ribs in the back. Might do the trailing edge the same way too, but it'll be geodesic instead of straight ribs, which is a slight difference in the Tucker. But you're allowed to make changes in Classic as long as you don't change numbers. So we're going to leave the line on the piece of wood, cut it a little big so we can sand to it the right size. I'm kind of anxious to see what this weighs. We can't build the big ones for less than 3 ounces. This should be around 2.5 or 2 ounces, 2 1/4 to 2 1/2. And hopefully it doesn't relieve and warp like the. Nope, stayed straight. Good piece of wood, little heavy, not the best, but it'll have to do because I'm not buying any wood for this Classic airplane. Damn. Here. Okay, we got some questions here. How's the piano going? Well, I'm a complete beginner, so I have no clue what I'm doing. So give me about 6 months and I'll let you know. Okay. I'll tell you this, piano playing ain't as easy as it looks. But I'll get it. Determination. Okay, the stab's roughed out. Yeah, you can see it. These are nice and light. Remember, this is all being done on camera. So anybody that has the complaint that I don't have time to build, just lazy. Because we're only going to work an hour at a time on this. I'm sure it's probably boring as hell, but you guys want to see me do this, so. It didn't take long to cut that out. Randy sent me the new bearings for my motor and screws and head shims and venturi. I'll have it running this weekend. Long before the airplane's done. Okay. Got any questions? Let's do the top first. Get them to, I want to size them up to the same height. Now that they're the same height, I'll do the same shape on the end. This airplane can't have pocket hinges. I suppose it could, but the way it was built then, it didn't. So it'll have two rounded. I saw a video today on YouTube about laminar airflow. I'm thinking about taking this little kid's science project and testing out our wings for laminar airflow, just to see what's going on, because there is something to that. Okay, last corner, and we'll lay it out and weigh it. Okay, I have two pieces exactly the same. Let's see what it weighs. Probably going to be a killer, something that I won't like, but I'm going to take about, I'd say, minimum 25% off of this when you airfoil it and sand it. Two ounces. 2 ounces plus the horn, that's 2.5. Plus, let's see, 25% be 2 ounces finished. That's pretty good. I mean, and this is half an ounce. Oop. 14 grams. 58 grams. Anyway, any questions? The camera was pointed down at the bench. One of the things I'd like to show you what I'm talking about. Let's see if we can do this. And maybe illustrate it. Maybe I'm just too picky. I don't know. Let me raise this up. Wonder how many thumbs down I'll get today. Damn jokers. Okay. If you look at this airplane, in the light, now black it really shows it up the best. If you look where the light shines over here, right there, you can see that wave. And if it was a close-up, you can see this line right here. The covering kind of goes down, and all the airplanes are all the same. Every one that I got, just that one there best showed it. If you look at this, you can see the scallops in the ribs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the Tucker Special a D-tube wing instead of a C-tube wing, which it probably was originally designed as a D-tube because they didn't have lost foam wings back then. But the leading edge section of my Tucker Special, this part right here, will be a foam core with probably a 3/32 spar in it. Don't need an eighth, can't use a 16th, so we'll say 3/32 hard balsa with notches cut in it that the ribs can glue into, and then sheet it. And what that'll do is that'll get rid of all the scallops up here, and it'll get rid of that foam or that covering cupping that I don't like. As long as I can make the cap strips meet perfectly. And I might do it on the trailing edge, I don't know. But I don't want to get crazy with the weight. And once that I sheet that solid foam leading edge so you can put a lot of pressure on it and get the spar in it all glued up, we can hot wire the inside and take all the foam out so that the foam is 1/8 of an inch or 5/16 thick instead of 3/8 or a 1/2 inch to make it light. So let's see what we got here. Yeah, there we go. So that's basically the show for tonight. It was a short show because I'm just not feeling well, guys. So we'll see you tomorrow night, about 8 o'clock. We ran about 40 minutes. I'll try to do an hour tomorrow night. It all depends on how I feel. So if you want me to open the chat up, let me know in the box down below, the comments box, the chat right now, and I'll open up the Jitsi if you'd like for 15 minutes. If not, we'll just cut it off. But I'll wait a few minutes for you guys to make up your mind what you want to do. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share the video. I know I always say that. If you can hit us with a super chat, that helps. Because YouTube is really getting rough on how things work there. Let's see here. Come on. Everything's such a pain in the butt. Copy. Okay, in the description box or in the chat box, I'm pasting where you can come in live for a few minutes, ask me a question or two, and if nobody's in here in a few minutes, we'll just shut it off. But I'll wait a few minutes and see what happens. I've also drawn out on this block of wood the top block for this airplane. This is a 1-inch thick piece of 5-pound wood. I've scoped out the best part of the wood. Let me point it down. It's pointing up at the air. I've drawn this out on this block of wood. However, it's 1 inch thick. The plans call for this to be 7/8, so I have to wait till this weekend to go over John's house. And on the bandsaw, I will cut this shape out and then turn it up on its edge and mill it 7/8 of an inch thick. So we take some weight off of that. This here is this piece of wood here. Let me see, get the balsa calculator, make sure that we're in the right range. I'm sure we are. Let's see here. Balsa density 181, 81, 36, 4 inches, 1 inch, 1 inch. Calculate. This piece of wood is 4.79. So this will be a good block of wood for this will be a good block of wood for the top. Now I could mold it, but I'm just, you know, I just don't want to get too involved in a classic airplane. But it should be a nice airplane. Well, looks like nobody's interested in coming in to talk. So hopefully tomorrow night I'll feel better and I can be on longer. But till I see you tomorrow night, fair winds, tight lines. See ya.